then you fall back. Giving me signs that I've seen before. Yeah, it's cute, but honey, I want more. Don't waste no more time. No, no. You don't have to wait for it tonight. You don't have to be so damn polite. No, no. Imagine a
whole time. All right, so I'm glad to know I was muted the whole time. Let's try this over again. So welcome everybody to Pollywood tonight, man. Uh, I'm just gonna go ahead and go back over what I was going back the first time, which was yeah, we're gonna have a live reading of my dog's DNA test because we had a conversation on Sunday, and people are trying to say that my dog is either a Chihuahua, but the pet store where I got him from said that he's supposed to be a Jack Russell and a Beagle mix. So I believe in about 3 weeks we should have the test results back. So I will be reading my dog's live DNA test in a little bit. Shout out to my boy Chad checking in on Facebook. What's up with you, Chad? All right, so yeah, I don't know why for some reason my shows like to start off on mute. I apologize about that, but I'm just gonna go ahead and start over. So let's go back to this first tweet. He said, just because I got a girl don't mean I'm not single, just that she's not. Okay, now once again, the reason why I like doing this show is, like I said, I know it's supposed to talk polyamorous to whatever, but I think the first thing that we must do is we must establish guidelines and rules. So, or just a basic standpoint, so that way you know where you are in a relationship, because a lot of times people are single. And yeah. So Chad, yes, I am having a dog version of Maury in about 3 weeks. So you can check back in for that, because I will be reading his DNA results live on air. Like I said, some people believe he's a Chihuahua. I'm still holding on to the faith that he's not, but we're gonna wait and see. Let's see. So the first thing you want to do is you need to identify where you're at in your relationship status with it. There's basically, I broke it down to 3 relationship status, and I'm gonna go over those real quick. But there's 2 more tweets that I wanted to go over. Shout out to apparently Marquise Brown of the Ravens. They said rumor is that he had both of his girlfriends at the game against the Chiefs, and apparently these are the 2 women that Hollywood Brown is involved in. So yeah, shout out to you, that guy. Not doing too bad there, if I must say so myself. But apparently he had both of his girlfriends at the Chiefs games, man. So we're gonna keep it moving. And the last tweet was from a young lady that says, I like my niggas a little broke so I can control them. I don't know about that one. That's a little crazy to me. I don't know about yeah, I mean, if we'll get into that a little bit later, but I just want to kind of give like 2 or 3 tweets just to kind of sort of set the mood for the show tonight. That's what we're gonna be talking about. Like I said, we talking about infidelity, and yeah, shout out to everybody who called in last week. Pretty much, these are the 3 winners from last week that we had. I blocked their name out because I don't know if everybody want their business out there. But as you can see, the live callers did get broken off their bread. Still waiting on Eden to send me that cash app for that hot dog that she was supposed to be getting bought. But it's all good. But let's go ahead and get right into it, man. Let's go ahead and define, first of all, the relationship classes. All right, number 1, and you need to figure out where you're at. And I'm going to make sure these things are emphasized a little bit, so you actually know where you stand in the whole relationship thing, right? So number 1 in relationship class, you got single. All right, so you are single if you are not married or you're not in an agreed relationship, okay? So, and let me add on a second part. It has to be verbal. It has to be understood by both parties. If both parties do not agree to it, then you are single, okay? So I put examples of that. Are you dating, you're casual, or some people do voluntary celibacy, right? So you're single. Some people say you're single until you're married. Hey, that's not a bad way to to look at it. I mean, from a tax standpoint, that would be correct. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Monogamous. That is 2 people involved in a agreed relationship. Okay, when I say agreed, once again, you have to understand verbally is important. Verbally is a very important aspect of any relationship that you're ever going to be in. Okay, so I put example. Now I put a asterisk next to friends with benefits only because it's only monogamous if it's just the 2 of you. Okay, and I put an asterisk on because sometimes people have different, I don't have to explain friends with benefits to everybody, but it still is a form of monogamy because you are supposed to be sexually monogamous with one person sometimes. Sometimes there are other agreements that you come up with. Of course, marriage is supposed to be monogamous. I put your girlfriend, boyfriend type situation. Or third, a lot of people like to use this term, we're exclusively dating, which to me this basically means that somebody doesn't want to, somebody's afraid of some commitment, because exclusively dating is fine. I'm not trying to knock you if you're exclusively dating, but in my opinion, exclusively dating, like pick something, you know what I mean? Like exclusively dating is okay, but it's like, it's somewhere in between the line of being somebody's boyfriend and girlfriend, but you can't really say anything. So it's like you end up in that zone where you're like, oh, that's my friend, but it's not really like a friendship. You know what I mean? So I think that's pretty much the way it is. And let me go to the last one. The last one is if you're polyamorous, and that's one person who is in an agreed upon relationship with two or more people. That is an open marriage. That is a triad. That is polyamory. That is polygamy. All right. So the reason why I put it's an agreed upon relationship with two or more people is, once again, people think that, okay, because you might be polyamorous, there are no rules. It's just like, oh, you do whatever you want to do. And I'm like, no, that's not how it works. So what I want to do first is, I got this professor that I found on YouTube, and I guess he's related to, I guess he's Ariana Grande's father. No, I'm just joking. But his last name is Grande. I don't know how many Grandes I know, but I thought that was funny. But it was a professor that I found on YouTube, and he had a very good definition of what infidelity is. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to watch about, I think it's about a minute and some change, about basically how he defines what infidelity is. So let's check that out.
Today's question asks if I can describe infidelity in terms of personality theory and give advice on how it can be prevented, give some tips on how infidelity can be prevented. So for this video, I'm using an article published in 2016. I'll put the reference to that article in the description for this video. And this article really talks about a lot of these aspects. So I'm going to review this article and then talk about my own clinical experience and what my opinions are in terms of preventing infidelity. So first I'll define infidelity. So infidelity is when somebody violates the expectations of a romantic relationship. And I know that there are varying definitions of it, and infidelity can be viewed in a unclear way. Like some people will say one thing is cheating and another person would say that that same thing is not cheating. But in general, most people know what infidelity is. And in romantic relationships, about 97% of those relationships, there's an expectation there that there won't be any infidelity. We also know that infidelity is the leading cause of relationship termination. So how widespread is infidelity? How many people cheat? Well, at some point during their lifetime, we know that about 50% of men and 35% of women will have an affair.
All right, so I'm going to answer Chad's question. He said, how to avoid infidelity shows Prince, we have to die. No, that is not correct. If you do remember, I am now broadcasting on that same YT platform that I used to be on before. So, you got to kind of make, that's the reason why you heard the music playing in the background, because you got to kind of make videos your own for the, fair use and all that good stuff. So I have to make it into an entirely different thing. So I have to put little gifts and little memes up every now and then. But I really like the definition that he gave, and the definition that he gave was, it's when a let me go back to it again. He basically said that infidelity is when someone violates the expectations of a romantic relationship. I'm gonna do it like Dr. Umar. I'm gonna say it 3 times. Infidelity is when someone violates the expectations of a romantic relationship. So number one, because we already brought up the little chart to kind of figure out where do you fit in the role of infidelity. Now, just for the record, right? If you're single, you can't get cheated on. Okay, there's no way you can get cheated on because there is no agreed upon relationship. All right, so oh man, my boy is trying to get me right now, man. Talking about put my Falcons logo as my background. Absolutely not. I am not a Falcons fan, and I refuse to put anything related to them up. I got a Hawks logo I could put up, though. That is my team. I do claim them. But anyway, so once again, you got to either be in a monogamous or a polyamorous relationship to be cheated on. I think this is where a lot of people get it confused because they believe they're in a relationship, but they're not, right? They're like, oh, okay, we're doing things like we're in a relationship, but then it's like, oh, he cheated on me. He's like, nah, I didn't cheat on you because we're not in a relationship. You understand what I'm saying? So, yeah, I agree as well, Chad. That is the perfect definition. Because that's the one thing I think people got to understand. What is defined as infidelity can change from relationship to relationship. I believe that's a general, like, broad definition that's pretty decent. But what you allow in your relationship is whatever you allow. Because remember, right? It's all about when you're in a relationship. What is your expectation of this relationship? I believe that the overwhelming majority of people who are in marriages, like monogamous marriages, right? Not open marriages like we see a lot in Hollywood, or a polygamous marriage or anything like that. They go into it with the expectation of, like I said, I did a show called The Expectation of Monogamy. Kind of goes back towards that. The expectation of a marriage, I believe, is to be only with your partner. It's not to be with this person and that person. Otherwise, you could go back to the first thing on here and be single, right? Because that's when you're allowed to do those type of things, or you can just have friends with benefits, or whatever else you decided to do. Okay, so I want to watch kind of sort of the second half of this clip where this guy kind of goes through, and the same, like I said, Ariana Grande's father, she's gonna be known tonight. He goes into some of the character traits of people who cheat. Now, I was going to put, I saw Dr. Phil has some things about like this DNA trait and about these different things about cheaters and things like that. So I just feel like, I didn't want to do that, because that was like the cheating trait. I was like, that's a little bit too wild for me. I don't even really want to go there. Let's watch the second half where he actually identifies the traits of cheaters, or somebody who is not loyal. Here we go.
Now, what's interesting about this is just one affair. So at least one affair. It doesn't talk about people that would cheat multiple times. If you factor that in, cheating is really remarkably common. Now, 50% of men and 35% of women, that's already fairly common. But again, if you count the people that cheat 5, 10, 20 times, then the impact of infidelity is a little more clear. It's actually remarkably common and has devastating effects on relationships. So what's the personality type of someone who cheats? Well, someone who cheats can have any personality type, but there are certain tendencies, there are certain traits we would expect to see when we look at large numbers of people who involve themselves in infidelity. So to understand personality here, I'll be using the 5-factor model, remembered through the acronym OCEAN: openness to experience, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. So someone who would be more at risk to have an affair would tend to be high in openness to experience. So they'd be intellectually curious, they would appreciate the arts, have a lot of imagination. We'd also expect to see low conscientiousness. So this is somebody who's not very well organized and may be impulsive in terms of making decisions. We'd expect to see high extroversion. So this is somebody who has a lot of positive emotions, friendly, outgoing, assertive in social situations. We would expect to see low agreeableness. So this is somebody who's uncooperative, they value competition over cooperation, and they tend not to trust other people. And the last trait we'd expect to see here would be high neuroticism. So this would be somebody who tends to be angry, depressed, anxious, and they feel vulnerable. So that's kind of the 5-factor model profile that we see, again, looking at large numbers of people who have been unfaithful in relationships.
Factors about cheating and who would be involved, would count, those type of things. I like what my boy Chad said. He said fidelity gets its meaning from the Latin root, which points to faith. So trust has to be established in order to be violated, and it said sets the ground rules up front. I 100% agree, because once again, whatever rules you decide to put in your relationship, in your marriage, in your situation, whatever it is that you want to have, you need to make sure that you establish all of those ground rules first. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and open the phone lines up. So if you want to call in, Cool, man. So we're back. So once again, like I said, if you want to call in, I put the link in. It should be on YouTube. I put the link on Libre. I put the link on. I gotta put it in Twitter. Sometimes be acting up if we talking about it some spam, but let me try to put it in Twitter real quick. So if you want to call in and we can talk about this whole cheating thing or whatnot. I believe I do have somebody that's about to call in. Here. Let me see. Let me make sure I say Twitter. This is not spam. This is not spam. All right, so boom, I just put the link in Twitter, so you're watching over there in Twitter. You can go ahead and get it, but it looks like I got somebody in the queue. I think I recognize this guy. He said his name is Chad. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring him in here real quick.
Yo.
Good evening, sir. What's your name and where are you calling from? This for the people who might not know you. You kind of semi-famous, but go ahead and let people know who you are, what you're about, all that good stuff, man. Go ahead and do your thing.
You know me. This is Chad. Maybe the audience doesn't know. From Aquarian Anarchy, we'll be on tomorrow night. I don't know if anybody saw, but this weekend they had the Glowies out in full force on the lawn in DC, trying to get people busted. And you probably saw this image of this guy getting his badge pulled by and he was undercover and all that stuff. Well, the guy who got all that footage, Ford Fisher, is coming on our show tomorrow night. So we're excited about that.
Okay. All right, man.
Yeah.
So
check that out on Libre TV.
No doubt, man. Glad to have you. Glad to see you called in tonight, man. This is a quick question. Are you single? Are you married? What is your relationship status, if you don't mind telling the people out there?
I am married. I met my wife when we were 18 years old. That was almost 30 years ago, 29 years ago. This college school year, and we've been married for 24. So it's been a long monogamous marriage with no infidelity.
So there we go. He said he's been in a monogamous marriage for 24 years, and like I said, he met his wife when he was 18 years old, apparently. And just for the record, do you mind telling people what school or where you were at? Because I know you like to, just to go ahead and give all the shout out.
Yeah, I'm in Texas right now, but I live in Louisiana, and I went to LSU. So.
Oh, okay. So he went to LSU. All right. So yeah, he was in Baton Rouge, man. So shout out to the LSU Tiger people, all the people who like to spell everything with an EA. Oh, what is it? EAUX?
EAUX. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, no doubt. Okay.
We even spell gumbo like that because we know how to make it.
Yeah. I don't know why is gumbo not spelled. Well, I've seen it spelled like that a couple of times, but all right, enough about that. Let's get into the topic real quick, right? So tonight we're talking about infidelity. And you've been watching a little bit, I'm going to assume. And the first question I have is from a male perspective. I want to know, why do you feel most men cheat? I know you're not speaking from personal experience, right? But if you had to say, this is the reason why I feel like most men cheat, where would you point?
Sexual appetite.
Okay.
Men have a stronger, generally speaking, men have a stronger sexual appetite than women do.
So you don't believe it's based on, like, let's say, like level of happiness or something?
I think some of that comes down to if the woman that they're with is not satisfying that sexual appetite, they will hit the Taco Bell at midnight.
Right. But see, that's the one thing, and I would 100% agree that I feel like the majority of men cheat out of, number one, just availability. Like it's like I said, like this is the reason why, and I did a study about this in college, but I'm not going to talk about that tonight, but a little bit. But this is what I found out, right? It's like men cheat like for this reason, right? A man can have a full meal, right? Have alcohol, have everything he wants, and he's stuffed, right? He's
Right.
completely content, great meal. You know, whoever cooked it, it was perfectly cooked and everything. And he's like, yes, I'm so happy, I'm ready to go to bed. Then it's like at about 11:30, he's like, you know what? I'm gonna go downstairs and get a glass of water. And when he goes downstairs, he looks on the counter and it's like, oh man, somebody left this chocolate cake sitting right here. I'm not hungry right now, but I really feel like I want to get a slice of this chocolate cake.
Yeah.
And I feel like the reason why a lot of men cheat is so random. It's like I know a lot of women. I know it's difficult, but men cheat for the most random reasons. Whatever, like they could be completely happy. You could be the mother of their kids, all these other things, but they just randomly cheat because it's just available. It's just there.
Why do you think it's there, and why do you think it's available though? Because
well, once again, we gonna get to that. That's
for a man.
what you saying?
I said because women are looking for the kind of man who carries a certain energy around when he's already had a full meal.
Well, there we go. Now we got to talk. Now we got to go to the second part, right? And then we're gonna get to some of that stuff that you're talking about. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you the flip side, right? Because once again, not gonna assume anything, but from a woman's perspective, right? The best way that you could kind of see it, if you said the reason why most women cheat, where would you go with that?
I mean, just like generally speaking, it's probably from a sense of like not being fulfilled in like more the emotional realm. That it's more of an emotional cheat, and the sex part of it just is what comes with that territory. So it's expected on the other end of that transaction.
All right. Well, let's see something. Here we go. It looks like Miss Angie wanted to chime in, so we're just going to see because she's a woman. So let's go ahead and see what Angie had to say, and then we'll respond to that, and then we'll keep going.
Right.
She said it's availability because a man can have a woman with a strong sexual appetite, but will step out. A woman teasing their ego is enough for them to cheat, no matter what what they have for them. All right. She said this is why y'all. She's talking about everybody outside of me and you on this. Okay. No matter what he had at home, right? Mm-hmm. She said, this is why y'all, she meaning everybody off camera right now, not me and you, usually cheat down, and she said women usually cheat up, right? So I agree with that. Because it kind of sort of reminds me of you remember Patrice O'Neal, right?
Mm-hmm.
I remember shout out to Anthony, man. Appreciate you checking in, bro. I remember Patrice O'Neal said it, man. He said, when a man cheats, he'll be like, he'll see like a woman hanging by a dumpster. He'd be like, oh, she just looks so cute with garbage on it. Like it's like when women see who men cheated on them with, it's normally not like, oh, okay. It's not even saying like they would understand it, you know what I mean? Yeah. But it's like, I think sometimes when women get cheated on, they don't want to see a woman who's especially less attractive than they feel they are. You know what I mean? I think that's why I would agree with what Angie Reynolds said. Like they normally, like men normally cheat down. Women cheating up, I'm not a woman, so I'll just go ahead and defer to your wisdom on that. What are your thoughts? I'm gonna put what Angie said back up, and I wanted to get your thoughts on that real quick.
So I kind of take, all right, so there's a couple of ways to look at this. I'm gonna put one of them aside, and that is like the sort of we're human beings and we have a different level of intelligence and spirituality and all these other things that we bring that animals do not bring to human relationships, right? Okay. So we have things like loyalty and trust and all these things that are kind of part of our wiring, but they're also something that it's not. It sometimes gets overridden by harder wiring, and that harder wiring I'll go to is like this primal sort of drive. And from the female side, what that primal drive is for is to find a mate who can provide and who can give that stability. So that to me, that sounds like a very reasonable explanation for why they would cheat up, and why there's always a seeming desire to marry up into that level of protection, security, and provision. Whereas men, the hardwiring is more, that primal drive is more to have as many offspring as possible. And so, yeah, like the chick that's, you know, walking down the dairy aisle at Target or whatever, and she's in flip-flops and she's, you know, dressed in her pajamas still or whatever, and she's, you know, 55 pounds overweight or something like that. It's still just like, well, you know, I don't know, the way she's carrying her ass, you know, like I think she could birth some kids pretty well, you know. It's like a whole different. There's a whole different kind of wiring that comes from both of those. And I mean, I apologize for breaking it down on that to that like primal level, but
no,
I tried to put that other stuff aside because I have to reiterate. I met my wife when I was 18 years old. I've never cheated on her. She has never cheated on me, and we've been married for 24 years, and life is good. And so, but I can understand where some of that stuff comes from.
Yeah. Okay. Now, so you broke down something, and this is a conversation I had with a good friend of mine earlier, right? And this me and him, we always disagree on this one subject. So this is the question that I want to have. And like I said, once again, if y'all see the link in the on Facebook, Twitter, wherever you're watching, you can click in, put you in the queue, man. If y'all want to come on here and talk or whatnot, it's all good. He believes, and probably because of Kevin Samuels, man. He's not an influence of people before, but yeah. I will ask you a very simple question. Do you believe that men, because of our nature, right? That's what they like to say. Because of our nature, that it is, not speaking about you, but have you noticed that men are starting to believe that it is perfectly acceptable to cheat just because they're a man? And they're saying this is what men do.
That's a tough one for me because that's like kind of outside of my circle. But I mean, I do get a sense from, because we're doing one again tonight with the group, the Men of Order blog folks, me, Jonesy, Hotep Jesus, Ant. We do a Twitter Spaces where we talk about different issues around like manhood and some of it's dating and that sort of stuff. I'm always kind of like hearkening back to like the 80s and stuff when it was different, where from when I was 15 years old, I was looking for who I was going to sit on the front porch with in a rocking chair, you know, at 80 years old, you know,
right.
That's what my eyes were set on. I wanted somebody to raise a family with, have kids and grandkids and great grandkids with. And hearing some of the conversations that some of these 20-something-year-old young men are talking about, it's like IG thoughts and all this other stuff. It's like a whole different landscape
right.
when I was out there. But then I also bring it back to, like, I have an 18-year-old daughter, and like she's not like that, you know. And so I think some of this comes from like a culture that kind of has gone off the rails over the last 30-40 years, and probably was going off the rails before that. Okay. But that also we have a responsibility, or I do anyway, as a father and my wife as a mother, to raise people to kind of cultivate a different breed of young men and women. But yeah, I mean, I think just from the conversations that we have in those spaces, I think that there is a growing tendency in that direction, because men see women as almost disposable, because women have made themselves disposable by being just, I mean, all the stuff that's on all these social medias and everything. I heard Cooley Bravo said one time, he's like, how are you going to talk about people don't respect you? And I had seen your asshole on Twitter. You know, like, it's that kind of stuff. Yeah, you know? It's like if you show this stuff on Twitter or on Instagram.
I would definitely say in the past, at least 20 years, man, we've definitely seen a shift. But Mr. Chad, I would like to thank you again. I'll probably see you over there in the Men of Order spaces here in a while. I'll probably be cutting this off in about the next 24 minutes. But I do have another special caller who is repping another SEC team. I'm pretty sure he'll tell you about here pretty soon. But I appreciate you calling in, man. Have a blessed night, sir.
All right, man. Peace.
Yes, sir. All right. Welcome to the chat, Mr. Mooney. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. The Bulldogs are 3-0.
There you go, man. Well, For the people who don't know you, man, like I said, yo, this is my best friend, man, for Jesus Christ, probably, but from about third grade up until about high schoolish, man. But man, me and this guy go back over 30 years, man. A very, very good individual, great father, great husband. For the people who don't know you, like I know you. So for all the people out there who said I was racist, I can say my best friend was white, and he'll agree with you. And for everybody who try to say this man is racist, he can say his best friend was black, and I'll co-sign him right here live on the thing, man. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, sorry, I heard the part about great husband. I wanted to weigh in for a minute.
Man, well, I was giving you the benefit of the doubt, but for everybody who doesn't know you, man, just go to give him a brief introduction, and you can give your bulldog a shout out as well. Go ahead, what you got?
Yeah, I'm Sean Mooney. Grew up with Solomon. Grew up in Douglasville. Was in the Army. Managed restaurants. Liberty Mutual claims adjuster now. Had 2 beautiful kids. Live up in Gwinnett County. And I definitely don't see eye to eye where society is these days. But I think there's a lot of good people out there that just don't have a voice.
Great. So once again, if you've been watching tonight's show topic is infidelity. A big, it is the probably the number one subject of music. Definitely a lot of infidelity in country music, a lot of infidelity in R&B. But it's one of the most, I don't even want to say it's controversial, but and not speaking for you specifically, but why do you think, because before, I don't know if you saw it, we had a psychologist on, and he said he believes the numbers are around 79% of relationships, somebody in the relationship has cheated. If we're going to buy that and say that is that high, that only means 21% of relationships are actually faithful or monogamous. What can you attribute anything for that number being so high?
I think it comes down to communication. You really develop your self-worth and your worth in a relationship as to who you are and what you bring to the table. And I think, as a whole, a lot of people don't bring a lot to the table and they don't communicate well, and I think in this day and time, people jump the gun and get into a relationship that they shouldn't be in. I see it time and time again with my friends. People I know that are just good people, they'd end up with the wrong person because, they had a couple of beers too many, or maybe, had too good of a night one night, right?
Yeah.
Instead of being with the person that they want to be around, they're around the people that they want to be in bed. And I don't think relationships boil down to that. I think they boil down to, would I rather hang out with my wife than anyone else in the world?
Correct. And see, that's the one part that I think gets left out a lot. A lot of people like to talk about, and chemistry, don't get me wrong, is important, right? Mm-hmm. But I feel like compatibility is the best part. It doesn't matter, like for example, you and your wife, y'all have y'all's own thing going, so you know what you like, what you don't like, what annoys you, what type of woman you need. Your wife probably is not going to be custom made for every single guy. There is no universal woman out there that, every guy would be happy with her. But I think a lot of times when we're in that selection process, we choose wrong. And then when we choose wrong, sometimes you're in something and you're like, dang, well, that over there looks really, really good. And it looks better than what I had because once again, the person that you're with, you're not compatible. So I'm looking over there like, dang, man, we like the same songs. Oh, man, we're just vibing. And I mean, you can just be out anywhere. And it's just like, man, I feel like this is maybe who I was supposed to be with, not the person that I married, not the person that I'm with. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
I think at the base of every relationship, and I say this all the time, is the ability to relate. And if you can't relate, then why are you in a relationship? Now, going back to sexuality, that's a completely different thing.
Yeah.
And, I think that's a individual basis. Is it infidelity if, both of y'all are in agreement? I'm not saying that's what I have, but I'm just saying that, if you're both in agreement, then that's one thing too. Right. And then the next day that, everything is out of the way and you're still one unit, then that's a different thing too.
Okay. Yeah, and that's the one thing I want to talk about. Shout out to my good friend Nikki Johnson, man, my doctor over there in Cleveland, man. Yeah, man, she said she's every woman. I'm just gonna assume she's talking about the Whitney Houston song. Real quick, Miss Angie said, my dad said a man won't cheat if he believes he has something to lose. Your thoughts? He's been married 50 years and they are happier than ever before. I'll put it to you like this. I agree with him on one hand, and I disagree with him on the other hand. On the hand that I agree with him is it depends on how much you have to lose, right? Like if you're married and all your bank accounts and everything is intertwined, kids, you have a lot to put on the table, then yes, that should be enough of a deterrent sometimes. But you still see it happen, and sometimes they have all these things to lose, and then somebody walks by in some yoga pants and it's like, I'm gonna risk it all for just for, like you say, about, I don't know, man, it depends on who you are, a good little hour of fun or whatever the case may be.
I gotta interject. Look,
go ahead.
There's nothing wrong with window shopping, and if you ain't looking, you ain't healthy. Let's be real. And I think a lot of women take offense to that. And I think that is completely normal sexual behavior. If you ain't looking, something's up.
No, once again, now we're gonna get into the on the last 15 minutes, we're gonna talk about what is defined as cheating, because I don't see that as cheating. What I'm saying is somebody, right? You might not have been thinking about cheating, but you see something that looks good, and it's the pursuit of what looks good. Because sometimes if you in a relationship that is open, I don't want to use that term open up because people start going, oh no, there he go.
Right.
I'm just saying, your wife will sometimes point something out before you even see it. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, did you see that? And I'll be like, oh yeah, I did. She's like, it's okay, it's cool. You know what I mean? Because they know. But it's not like, hey, I want you to go get her number and let's no. It's not something like that, because I agree with you 100%. There is a point where you should be looking, but window shopping to me is like, hey, you take a mental picture. All right, cool. I'm gonna remember that for later on. Right. And it is what it is. If we're gonna be honest, that's what it is. But I don't feel like, oh man, I gotta go buy my wife some flowers because I looked. You know what I mean? Like that.
No.
That's a big no-no for me, because I'm like, to me, now you're starting to get into insecurities and all these other things, and I don't think that's going to be something for a healthy relationship. Let me see. Hold on one second. I'm trying to get Birdie in there. Hey, Birdie, if you look in Facebook, there should be a link that'll get you in the StreamYard. So if you don't see it, I'll repost it again, just so you can see it. But my last question that I have for you is, I didn't ask the other guy this, but I would like to ask you this. Do you believe there's a way to deter cheating, or do you believe that if it's just going to happen, it's just going to happen?
I think you either know or you don't. I think it comes from a deeper place, and I don't think it's a decision. Either you value what you have or you don't. And it's that simple. And a lot of people try to put too much value on what they think they have. And I think that's what it comes down to is, what do you actually have versus what do you think you have? I've seen a lot of people prop things up, and it in the end, it's really not much.
Yeah, I just think a lot of times, and this is one thing that I had a conversation earlier, but this is one subject that me and my friend, we disagreed with. I don't feel like there is ever, don't get me wrong, if you're unhappy, my rule is you need to leave. When you stay in an unhappy situation, you either A, you try to work it out, or B, you leave. There is no C, I'm going to work it out with somebody else. I'm going to go over here on this side and do something else. But, I just feel like a lot of times people take that kind of shortcut out, and they just say, oh, okay, well, this person is okay to kind of make me feel better. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really do anything.
Right. Well, people try to justify anything these days, and again, it's all about what you actually have. Hold on. My wife wants to chime in real quick. If that's all right.
Oh, please. We are like, hello.
It's one decision that gets made. That's the slippery slope. Okay. And the more you make that next decision to move on to the next level with the person that you're going to be cheating with, the the easier it gets to keep making those decisions that lead to the next step where you get yourself into trouble. So if you say no early on and to have boundaries, you don't end up at that point where it's could be considered cheating. And you always want to ask yourself, is what I'm doing, would my significant other want to know about this? And if they knew about it, would it be okay?
Okay.
If the answer is no, then you shouldn't do it.
Got you. Okay, and see
or have permission.
Cool. But that's
or
what
have permission.
The one way I look at it is like this, and we're gonna talk about this a little later because I already know what the next guy is probably gonna come on and say. I believe everything is about communication, and whatever you and your partner agree to, it's not cheating. Like like they had the movie Hall Pass, right? If you gave your husband a hall pass, it's not cheating because you gave it to him. You said okay. It's not on me to judge you and say, oh, your wife was wrong for doing that, or you was wrong for taking it. No, I'm just gonna tell you what it is, man. But I appreciate you calling in there, good brother. Like I said, this show is every Tuesday at 7 p.m. man. Good to talk to you. I'm looking forward because I'm gonna go ahead and since I got you on camera, I'm looking forward to someday because my wife has been begging me to go fishing. So I believe you have some sort of nautical apparatus that might be able to assist with that. So I'm gonna be waiting on my invite so I can take the wife happy. What they say, happy wife, happy life, right?
All right, brother.
All right, man.
Good to see you, Solomon.
Yes, sir. Same to you, both. All right. Yeah, man. Okay, now this next guy that's about to join the stream, man, y'all go ahead and I hope y'all got a glass of wine or you have something to smoke or you got something because this next guy, he about to come with some energy and we about to get into it, Mr. Good Money himself. That one, What's up, man?
Man, what's going
Nothing,
on,
man. Hey, Miss Angie said she got tequila. Well, you want to go ahead and take a shot for this brother right here because he about to bring it. Okay, so let's get right into it, man. You've been watching the stream. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I caught a little bit of it.
Okay, so just real quick, I want to see what you think about the definition that we talked about earlier, okay? The definition that we said cheating is when someone...
Okay, well, hold on. Oh, go ahead. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. It said cheating is when someone violates the expectations of a romantic relationship. That's what cheating is. Whatever expectation you have for your relationship, violating whatever expectation that is, that will be considered cheating. So it's basically saying whatever expectations you have, now you can set your own expectation, right? Like I showed my boy right here from the Ravens.
Right.
Hollywood Brown had both his girlfriends show up at the game. So
that's what they say. Yeah, I seen it.
Now that's a rumor, but once again, he set the expectations, I believe, for his relationship. So if both his girlfriends know about each other, and that's what he set up, that's the expectation. So what are your thoughts, man?
So therefore, he ain't cheating on those two. You feel what I'm saying? Not with each other.
Okay.
But see, your show always lead to that polygamy. So I don't want to support you on that today. The women say they tired of hearing that, man. They say they do not want to hear that.
Wait, I'm not leading to polygamy. I'm leading to open communication to decide as a man what you want. That's what I'm leading to. As a man, you tell a woman what you want and she got a choice to stay, accept it, or she got a chance to be gone. But it's not like you gotta, you know what I mean? Because the bottom line is I can come on this show and talk how I want to talk with no fear whatsoever because I know what I'm not doing. I know what I am doing. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I can't, because people say, oh, I'm like, that's not what I'm talking about. I can't just go and be with any woman that I want. That is not the expectation of my relationship. You feel me? So it's not just an open marriage like a lot of people in Hollywood do. So that's what I'm trying to say.
Right. I'm with you.
So
I'm trying to get my camera right, Chuck.
You good? So we got a question, man. She said, "Why can't men handle when women step out?" I'm gonna let you get that one.
I'm saying, okay, hold on. Let me get in the camera view. Hold on. Goddamn. Okay. Yeah, hold on. There we go. Hey, but now I don't even agree with that anyway from the get-go. Because
Okay.
I mean a real alpha man or male, if we gonna put that in the mix, alpha, beta, all that. I don't know where y'all stand at on the show today. But
Okay.
but he should already set the expectation that you already know ain't no trimming around, period, with no other dude.
Okay.
If that ain't understood from the get-go, I mean, because when you step out, I mean, what do you want the man to do? Fall apart? Oh, no, that what she say. The men do fall apart. Oh,
Right. She's saying men seem to handle cheating, I guess, worse. I don't want to put no words in your mouth, because Angie, she'll
Yeah,
tell
yeah,
you what
I
she did,
get
but that's what I want to ask. Are you saying that you believe men handle cheating worse than women? Could you clear that up if you still watching? But I don't know.
see,
I think,
what?
go ahead.
I mean, because I don't know what you say, but I'm saying
Okay.
that still. Hold on, let me get that good money hat in the screen. You know, I got to put that in the mid. But yeah. But
Okay.
I'm saying, if you letting the woman just cheat anyway, that
Okay.
woman really know what kind of caliber dude you is, honestly.
Mhm.
I mean, you might be a street dude or whatever, gangster, but you like a tender dick. You feel
Okay.
what I'm saying?
Got you. Okay,
Like,
so I'm
Well,
gonna go ahead and
I
clear
don't
what
see-
she said. I'm gonna go ahead and clear what she said. She said so she feels that men handle when a woman cheats worse than women handle when a man cheats. I'll agree with you on that, Angie. I'm gonna explain why, but I'm gonna let you finish that thought real quick. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that though. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It shouldn't be like that. That's really what I'm saying. But
Shouldn't.
but that's the percentage of soft tender dick dudes who out there. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
The niggas who ain't tender dick ain't studying that shit. If you
Yeah.
want to get the hell on, get the hell on, especially on some cheating shit, because that's down there like the lion in the jungle. You feel me? If you
Right.
going to find another lion, shawty, I done lost power then. I ain't nothing. You feel me?
Right. I
I'm
think.
just speaking.
Okay. See, I'm gonna explain
I ain't
something like
working with nothing. If you out there
Mhm.
sidestepping, I'm either doing you dead ass dirty, or if I'm even trying to do right and you out there stepping out, why, hey,
Yeah, I'm gone.
why,
I'm
you
gone.
something wrong.
Yeah. So this is the conversation that I had. This is a song that I mean, not a song. This is a conversation I had earlier, and I'm gonna explain and answer Angie's question. And I'm gonna see if you agree with me or not. A lot of times, the reason why men handle it differently is because number one, they out there doing dirt, and number two, they want to try to put it out there like this, kind of like, how could you do me like that, right? Why you didn't say nothing? But then on the opposite end, they was doing dirt as well. But it's like I put it to you. This is the way I put it to you like this. The reason why my situation works is because I'm 100% honest. I ain't got to hide my phone. She know what I'm doing. She know what I'm not doing, whatever the case may be. So because we got an open relationship, we don't
Okay,
really have.
hold on. You can't tell that story halfway.
Wait, I'm gonna finish.
Hold on. You
What?
said you got your phone open, you got your car open, you got your whole life open. She
Correct.
do too, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay. We need to straighten it up.
So
for the
that's what I'm
fellas
saying. Yeah. No, you good. So
Yeah.
now that we got that
We
part
can do
clear,
that.
but
If that's
watch
the
what I'm saying.
agreement, that's fair. If that's the agreement,
Yeah, but once again, it's going to be the reason why a lot of times men, I don't want to say overreact, but react, and to me, well, I'm just going to say overreact is because they're not putting forth 100% honesty, but they want 100% honesty back. They're not putting forth 100% fidelity, as we talked about. I'm not 100%
that's
loyal
true.
to you, but I want 100% loyalty back. So finding out a woman is disloyal hurts more because you feel like, well, she should have been good just getting taken care of. She should have just been good just being with me. She should have just been good with what I was doing
You
for her.
damn so right
You
about
see what I'm
that
saying?
shit.
So it's a situation where it's like, as a man, you sitting there saying, man, I took care of all your bills, I did all of this, and you went and took another dude, and what make it hurt worse is because it's sexual. You understand what I'm saying? That's like, okay, you took care of my bills, but maybe you weren't taking care of something else. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Right.
you can be the greatest provider on earth, but like I believe
But we going back to the situation at hand.
Okay.
We talking about alpha and beta. That's
Okay.
the problem. Everybody want this school sweetheart dude and this and that, and he was a college graduate, but then he don't know how to put you in the pretzel like they be talking about. You can't. You gotta pick what you gotta shift through, or what they say, sift through that shit so you can find what's right. Don't just get the
Right.
Stop falling in love with trash ass shit and then start hoping you can build it to a sex machine or a goddamn. Come on, man, the shit been trash when you met them.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to tell
No,
you.
but that's my point, right? So I think once again it's gonna be what y'all had agreed upon. Because
You right,
sometimes-
expectation.
like what Angie said, like we like new and different things too. That's cool. But
Hey,
once
but-
again, it's gonna be what did y'all set up? If y'all
You
ain't
right
set up,
about that. Yeah. You can't start remixing what you set up now.
yeah, you can't renegotiate the contract.
But
in the middle.
you know what that boy Kevin Samuels always say. They
Okay.
don't even have no expectations. They don't even know what they want.
No.
I say that over and over.
Mhm.
You can't get nothing when you don't even know what it is you're trying to get.
Yeah.
Sexy.
Oh man. You was number 3, right? You was the third person to come on tonight.
Who, me?
Yeah, you was the third person, right?
Yeah, so I win me a check, don't it? Yes, sir.
All right, man. It was lucky number 3 tonight. I was hoping I was gonna get 1 caller, but I had 3, so I was like, well, if we get to 3, the third person called in tonight gonna be our lucky winner to get to spin this wheel. So
Yes,
if you watched the
sir.
show the last time, I'm gonna go ahead and show you how many times would you like to spin the wheel. And when I say spin the wheel, I'm asking how many times would you like me to hit the space bar to spin the wheel to see how much money you're gonna get broke off with tonight.
Hey, man, stick to the lucky number Troy, man.
All
Troy,
right,
wait.
can you see that? Can you see the wheel?
Yeah, I see it.
All right, here we go. So I'm gonna hit it 3 times. Here we go. 1, 2.
Good money on there. Good money. We trying to see some. Oh man, what the hell?
All right, now. So this has been something that we've done before. Now I know we got the goodmoneypicks.com, so you're not opposed to gambling. Do you want to risk it all, or do you want to be happy with your $2?
Man, I'm a man of courage, man. Let's risk that, man.
All right. So how many times you want me to spin it this time? You going with lucky number 3 again?
Nah.
What we going with?
We're gonna go with 2, man, for the $2, man.
All right. So we going for 2 for the 2. Here we go. 1, 2.
Good money. Big
Oh,
boy
man.
shit.
$100, man. Congratulations.
Good money.
Man. So just make sure you DM me with your cash app, and I'll go ahead and make sure you get that $100 to you tonight,
Yes,
man.
sir.
But,
Yeah.
what else we got going on? No doubt.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's a random number, sir. It's a random number. It's no problem. Sometimes the first caller get it. Sometimes the second caller get it. Sometimes, when the show continues,
You're welcome.
it's gonna be multiple people getting broke off. But shout out to my boy Birdie, man. The one thing I did want to ask you about was okay, so I'm gonna give you a situation real quick. Okay.
Right. I love situation.
Now, and this how we gonna wrap it up for tonight, okay? I want to give you a
All right.
situation. So if a man is involved in a relationship, okay. Oh man, hold on now.
What?
They tried to get me, man.
Oh, you had 2
I had
white
two
dudes.
dudes,
Nothing. That's
the black guy
racist.
was. But okay, I'm gonna give you a situation, okay? If a man and a woman are involved, okay, they're in a relationship, okay? The man is cheating on the woman, okay? The woman cheats as well, but the woman doesn't know that he's cheating on her, but the man finds out that that the woman has cheated on her, okay? You see what I'm saying? So at that point, I'm gonna ask a simple question. do you believe that if the man finds out, basically, does it matter who finds out first? Do you feel like both of them are in the wrong, or do you feel like only the one who found out is the one that's gonna be wrong?
Shit, I mean, keeping
They
it
both
real.
cheating now. They both cheating.
I know if the man cheating already and he find out, yeah, you got to charge into the game for real. I mean, but the thing is, if it's all about cheating, shawty, y'all are not meant to be. That's just what I'm on now. At 20, I wasn't thinking like that. But
yeah,
honestly, if the first, well, I mean, y'all saying like later down the line, but I'm like, if that's where y'all communication is at, west to the point you want another nigga rubbing on your little butt cheeks and shit, like you on some other shit. Both of y'all really childish as hell. Y'all need to be able to talk that shit out for real. But it's real as rare. You know the series. Real as rare, man.
But see, that's the one point that I'm trying to say. I believe that anything, it's almost like they say, man, anything you want, you can have it, right? If you tell your person, because the one thing about it is, as men, right? And if you are a man that's quote unquote in demand, you don't have to just accept what girl number A. Same thing with women. Women, if you consider yourself high value, or you got a lot of things going for you, you don't have to accept anything you don't want. And once, but see, the one thing about it that we aren't as quick to pull that trigger on is men, we're not quick to, at the very beginning, establish the guidelines and the rules. I'm speaking not about me and you. I'm talking about in general, because a lot of men run into problems. Women, on the other hand, once they get that sign, they ain't quick just to hit the door. You understand what I'm saying? Because you should be on the same thing. Hey, look, this is what we were supposed to do. You didn't do it, I'm out. Block his number and you don't hear from them no more. Women ain't doing that, and men ain't saying, look, you know, like my boy Hollywood Brown. Hey, look, I got a girlfriend, I got another girlfriend. Y'all both can come to the game tonight if y'all cool about it. Whatever. If y'all ain't cool with it, then you know, you can go, and I'm gonna go find somebody else to come to the game.
Right.
That's what it is. Men aren't doing that. Men are trying to be like, nah, baby, I just want to be with you. It's just me and you. It's only you, girl.
Right.
Like, you know, it's just me and you.
You absolutely
and then he over here texting, hey, what's up, Shad? How you doing? Hey, let's go see that movie. You see what I'm saying?
Because like they say, it's just terrible ratio for the women in general. It's just only a handful of men that's even worth talking to. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then the other half of them, or 90% of that half, they already with somebody or married.
So it's like,
and the reason they're married, because the niggas got a brain, and a girl like, boy, yeah, at least boy, that nigga, somebody married that boy. He got a brain. Because you feel what I'm saying? Niggas who can think and got a brain ain't running around 40 years old, single and shit, looking dumb. You feel what I'm saying? Niggas with a brain don't orchestrate it with, if anything, he got 3 different girls, got money somewhere. You feel what I'm saying? Niggas with a brain ain't moving like that. You feel what I'm saying? And that's why I hate to say it sometimes, but nigga that's thinking about cheating, you ain't got no brain, nigga. Nigga gonna lay you, nigga gonna sick a hoe on you, nigga. Pop, pop, you dead.
But see, that's the point, though, right?
Running around doing.
But that's the other thing about it, though. How much energy can you put in your relationship when it's everywhere? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like for me, it's simple for me, right? Like I can send my wife some flowers, car, ring, car. It don't matter, because all that's going to make me look better. You understand what I'm saying? When she be at her job and they look at her ring and they look at their ring, they mad. You understand what I'm saying? When they don't got no car and they see she about to have a new car, and when they ain't got no crib, but they see she, it automatically starts upgrade, like to upgrade your woman, especially in this case, my wife, to upgrade your wife is an investment. Not saying that you need to do it. Not saying that you need to do it so you can try to flex on other people. But what I am saying is,
I want you to flex. I want you to flex.
Right,
but understand, flex together. I agree. I agree.
But it's different, right? When you got your wife over here, but then now you paying for this other girl apartment, right? You got a little young chick over here, you paying her cell phone. It's like now all of a sudden, it's like you trying to flex with all these women, but really, it would make more sense to basically keep all of that money within, you know, somebody that you actually building something
with. Right.
So,
but you know what I was gonna say earlier, and it didn't even go with what you saying, but now it do. A person doesn't want to take time to find what they looking for. You feel? And some folks, like I said, they don't even know what the fuck they looking for. But
Right.
it's so scary, and they have to go 3 months with nobody looking good. So it's like, okay, fuck it. You just try whoever is available. That's what niggas doing, because second, niggas already at a disadvantage. A nigga gotta hope a girl will talk to him. You feel what I'm saying?
That's correct.
Girls gonna get talked to 800,000 times a day.
Yeah.
So we talking about a different playing field.
Correct.
A nigga DM is never gonna have 700 DM comparison to an Instagram girl. Come on,
Nah,
man.
it's never.
That's
It
what
don't.
I'm
It don't
saying.
matter who it is.
This completely different playing field.
I agree.
So what I'm saying is, but you still gotta wait. And now what happened is the women start getting confused, don't know what's a good nigga no more.
Right.
You
And
feel
see,
what I'm saying?
But see, that's the problem, though. They don't. Once again, I like that definition that puts that word expectation in there, because what are you expecting out of your man? A lot of women can't say, "What do you expect from a man?"
Right. They don't know.
They have no
don't know.
idea.
That's
If you
why
ask
they're
me,
keeping Kevin Samuels with a platform, because they don't know.
They don't know, and that's the problem. Like a lot of people, the reason why Derrick Jackson was so popular, because why?
Who?
Same thing. Derrick Jackson, the guy who got caught cheating on his wife. You remember the cat that I wish I had the meme, but you know Derrick Jackson. Derrick Jackson was the other person.
Oh, yeah.
The little dark cat that got
Darius.
caught
Oh,
cheating
yeah,
on
the
his
boy
wife.
with the girl with the robe on and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you understand what I'm saying? So like that's my whole point. The bottom line is, if your focus is on cheating on somebody you with, just be single. You know what I'm saying? When I wasn't trying to be in nobody's relationship. That's the reason why some people watching the show be like, "Oh, he cheated all the time." No, I didn't. I ain't had no girlfriend really when I was in my 20s. You feel what I'm saying? I might have had. Hey, let me go back and check that. I got to go back and check the tape. But I had about 2 or 3, and they know who they are. But everybody else, y'all was just random. Like we was not together, so it don't count. You understand? Right. If we go to Applebee's, we just kicking it. Like I said, pull the chart back up. You understand what I'm saying? Where do you fall at? You single, you not married, or you're not in an agreed relationship. Keep on being agreed.
Yeah.
If you ain't agreed to nothing, it is what it is. Your examples are dating, casual, or voluntary celibacy, mean you don't want nobody.
Right.
So that's just the way it is, man. I appreciate you coming on here and taking $100 from me. And
yeah, you know I always gotta chase the bag, bro. Chase the bag, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
I
man,
appreciate you coming.
shoes or something with that shit, man.
No doubt, man. You know, go get your son. I don't know, go get him a little chain or something. You know, if they got $100 chain or whatnot. But like I said, let's make it be a cash app. I go ahead and hook you up with that. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this show up, man. Tomorrow, this guy right here will be back again on Real is Red TV at 9 p.m. and he'll be discussing a whole wide range of topics tomorrow, so y'all can check him out there. But until then, man, appreciate you calling in, bro.
All right, bro.
Yes, sir. All right, so we discussed this, man. We gave a lot of different opinions, man. Appreciate everybody for calling in. There are a lot of different things, you know, when it comes to infidelity. I think a lot of people don't realize, they don't pay attention to, they don't it shouldn't even be the focus of your relationship, right? Like cheating. Like, why is cheating such a big problem in relationships? And that I agree with what my boy Mooney said. It's about communication. If you don't improve your communication, it's, you know, first of all, if you can't improve your communication and you don't have trust in your relationship, I agree with him. You don't have anything. So if you haven't already, man, make sure we're going to be back next week, 7 p.m. again. You could be the lucky caller. It's random. You know what I'm saying? As my platform grows, it's going to be multiple callers a night. My first night that I did let everybody who called in spin the old money wheel there. But I don't know, man. It's starting to look like it is kind of biased towards the fellas, because the fellas have won $150, $150, and $100, and the women have won $30, $12, and $3. So I don't know what's going on with that wheel, but I you saw me. I clicked it twice. I don't got no control of it. It's random, but man, once again, man, great show tonight, man. I appreciate everybody who was in the comment section, because y'all help produce the show, man. Y'all help run the show. Y'all help give me something to feed off of and whatnot. But I appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. We'll be back next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Tomorrow, I will be assisting with Real is Red TV. So you can catch that at 9 p.m. tomorrow. But until next week, man, everybody stay safe out there, and see you next time.